It seems, viewers, that the Ethiopian government is in trouble. Donald Trump, the American president, spoke about GERD, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, yesterday. What he said indicates that a lot is happening behind the scenes before the inauguration of GERD. What did Trump say? What is Egypt doing? All that in this video. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching. I'm traveling, but we'll stay in touch. I'll continue making videos, keeping you updated. Uh, Donald Trump, the US president, has been keen. He claims to be keen to solve armed conflicts, wars. At the same time, he's been using brutal force to bring people to the table. So his diplomacy is called a policy of bullying, but he has managed to bring Rwanda and Congo to a peace deal. He mediated between Pakistan and India, and the war ended. Iran, Israel, war ended too. Israel, Hamas, uh, war could end as well. So, whatever Donald Trump's policy, it's working. Now, it has been confirmed that Trump is working on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. What did Donald Trump say yesterday, and what does it indicate? Uh, well, the president of the US said at Oval Office that a dam has been built in Egyptian neighborhood by those who are also were friends. This dam has been built on River Nile, which is the lifeline for Egypt. It's the life for Egypt. And US funded the construction of this dam. It should be solved. This issue should be solved. The River Nile is life of Egypt. It cannot be taken away. So almost quote unquote, I shared with you what Donald Trump said. So it means we can say that the American president is towing Egyptian position on the dam. Though he called Ethiopia our friend, but he said that building of the dam amounts to taking away the life from Egypt, which shows that he is supporting Egyptian position. He reiterated U.S. position that U.S. funded the dam. By the way, Ethiopia should have officially countered Trump when Trump a few days ago said that the US funded the dam. But Ethiopia did not issue any official statement. Though unofficially, Ethiopian officials said that no, US did not fund the dam. But since US has been providing aid to Ethiopia, it has been providing grants to Ethiopia. Maybe it believes that part of it could have been diverted to the building of the dam. That is why maybe US did not directly support construction of the dam. Indirectly, Ethiopia diverted, US provided money to the building of the dam. Anyway, Ethiopia did not officially counter Trump's earlier claim that US sponsored, it funded the building of the dam. That is why Trump said that again last night, that it was US which funded the dam. Now, Trump's talk indicates that Trump is engaged on this issue. Abiy, I said, made a mistake by saying that in September, GERD will be inaugurated. He shouldn't have, I think, made the announcement. If you remember, I opposed that. Now, Egypt became active after that. Egypt contacted its lobbying firms. Egypt is a key US ally in Africa. Egypt contacted the US. It contacted European countries, African countries, to Arab world as well. And that is why Trump government is now actively uh, considering the matter about how to solve it. Trump government is seeing it as an issue, as a problem which should be solved. Now, question remains: how will the U.S. intervene? Will it intervene uh, through putting pressure upon Ethiopia? Will it deny aid to Ethiopia? Will it force Ethiopia to come to the table? I think US is using carrot and stick policy. A few days ago, we heard from Arvind Masinga, US ambassador to Ethiopia, and he said that food aid projects will continue. Other projects in health sector, US funded, will continue. So maybe it's a carrot for Ethiopia. There could be a stick too for Ethiopia. This carrot and stick policy will continue firstly. So Egypt involved in US firstly. Secondly, Egypt will definitely activate its proxies. Is TPLF's pressure towards Volkai the link to Egypt's effort of forcing Ethiopia to the table? Is Hassan Sheikh's visit to Egypt related to Egyptian efforts to put pressure upon Ethiopia? Yes, I think all that is linked. Egypt, Eritrea, Somalia nexus reactivated. Egypt reactivating proxies in Ethiopia. It will back Ola, it will back TPLF, it will back other groups in Ethiopia. Why? It does not want actually a war. It basically wants Ethiopia to come to the table to sign a legally binding agreement. Egypt won't bomb the dam. It won't happen. It's never an option. It was never an option. Egypt wants an agreement. Will Ethiopia sign a legally binding agreement? But Ethiopia has been opposing the signing of such an agreement. It's going to be a difficult decision for Ethiopia, but I think lots of diplomatic moves from Egypt are going to put immense pressure on Ethiopia. Ethiopia relying on IMF, on World Bank, its economy surviving with Western support. It cannot survive. It will have to listen to Americans. It will have to listen to the US. It will have to listen to IMF, to the World Bank, and if Eritrea backed offensive from the north starts, Ethiopian government could be in serious trouble. So rainy season important in terms of likely offensive for Volkai. Now rainy season is important from another angle too, and that is about the inauguration of GERD before September. A lot will happen. Can Pimabi's government sustain this pressure? Will it give in to this pressure? Will Egypt be able to get an agreement with strikes? All that remains to be seen. Egypt trying all the tricks up its sleeve to pressurize Ethiopia into signing a legally binding agreement. Again, a test of the Ethiopian government and the Ethiopian government. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching.